to another episode of MimiQA. This time, however, we are by the fire in the MimikyuMark household. It is Christmas time and we are about to go live on TikTok. So we're going to go live now. In 3, 2, 1. Live on TikTok. Wow. Well, good. I was going to say good morning. Are we in early afternoon? I think we're in the afternoon now. It's 12:15 on Tuesday the 23rd. And we are in a MimiQA live. And for this particular session, I do have the fire beside me. We have a lovely fireside session going on today, as well as the normal recording. I just needed to sit down and sort some cards. So I thought, you know what? Why not just do this? I need to probably adjust my camera a little bit, but hello there. Welcome everybody who's joining us on TikTok this morning. Merry Christmas, Freddie. He's joining straight away saying hello. We are recording for another MimiQA. I haven't released one because I wasn't at Time Off Market on Sunday just gone. I'm still trying to recover. My hand's still a little bit sore. As I show the TikTok crowd there, I've got cream on my hand, making sure it doesn't get all infected and stuff. But yeah, my surgery was going well. And I have another date for surgery. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? I've got a date now in January, mid-January, getting more surgery on my other hand. Well, for those who know, for those who listen. So yeah, it's nearly Christmas. Woo! So I've started the session, and in the session itself, people will see me probably go through some Star Wars cards today, actually. But also in the TikTok session, I've got people's wishes and likes and all of that sort of stuff. So if you want to join in with the session, and if you do want a Christmas wish and you want to hear a lovely Christmas wish, then just shout out and we will give you a lovely Christmas wish. But yeah, we're just here to chill. We're just here to interact. We are just here to see what's going on in the world of, could be Pokemon, could be Star Wars, could be whatever. I mean, I've got a few cool Star Wars cards to show off, first of all, before we go anywhere. But I hope people like the fire. I hope people appreciate we're down by the fire for those watching on the video rather than just listening in. It doesn't work very well for radio. We've got a cool card. For those of you who are Anakin Skywalker lovers, you appreciate it. Thank you, Freddie. I know you would appreciate it. We've got a beautiful double-sided card there, Anakin Skywalker. It's one of the big leader cards from the current set that's out. But yeah, that's current set. That's actually previous set, Legends of the Force, that one. But yeah, wow. So it feels kind of weird not doing these by the market, but I guess it is what it is. And we are here. Oh, you know what? I thought I'd set up a little station so the people on the video streams could also see the fire. So I hope you appreciate it. Freddie does appreciate it. Thank you very much, Freddie. But yes, we are sorting piles of legendaries and rares Star Wars cards right now. I need to be able to put these in a binder. So when I do markets and stuff, I not only do the market itself, but I do something called Card Market. And Card Market is this place where you can go online, check prices of cards in UK and Europe, as well as buy and sell cards. So if you are a seller on there, it's great. However, you've got to be able to sort cards in the first place, right? You've got to be able to sort them. You've got to be able to put them into binders. You've got to be able to top loader stuff like this Yoda card here, this legendary Yoda card is pretty cool. And this, where is it? Yeah, the Leia flying through space. There we go. They actually made a card of Leia flying through space. Hey, Theo, how are you? Welcome. I could even use some of this stream to maybe do some drawings as well. So for those of you who have seen my mini mimis, my mimi monsters, the mimis will be a thing. The mimis themselves will become a TCG card fan art. So stay with us, like and follow for that sort of stuff. But yeah, the mimis were cool. You know what? It started off with my daughter doing some fan art. And when I say fan art, she was just sketching some stuff randomly, looking at something on the screen, sketching it down. Hey, Muzen, how you doing? Yes, so she was writing, she was sketching all of these fan art of Pokemon, and yeah, I thought, you know what, let's just digitize these things and let's turn them into kind of some cool sort of fan thing. Um, and then I started doing it myself, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually really enjoying this. And I've worked all the way up, some cool sort of Pokemon all the way through. And I took Freya's Charbat. I took Mini Mimi's Charbat, and I turned Charbat into an SIR card. So I looked at the SIR card from 151 of a Charizard. I had that to one side, and essentially I was just going, okay, I need to do the mountains there. I kind of need to follow what it's doing there, and you know what? I just did my own digital drawing and sort of coloured it in and everything else. And people like it, and so that was quite cool. I like it. It's nice when people like your art. So, thank you very much. It is very it is very basic, but I think that it's certainly a certain style, right? So I will absolutely be doing more of those fan arts. So check out my other posts. You will see all of the various different fan arts. They will be released as TCGs, so you'll get a packet. I've got to figure out how to do that, and I'll probably vlog how I'm going to do all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, we're gonna release them. We're gonna absolutely release them, and as well as doing my own, you know, d- yeah, it's awesome for you. Thank you very much. And as well as doing my own, you know, stall where we do Pokemon cards, Magic cards, all of that sort of stuff, and obviously things like Star Wars cards. Um, I'm also going to do the Mimis. I can't even get used to saying the name. It's all that fresh, right? So the Mimi monsters or the Mimis are going to be a thing very very soon. So yeah, I'll have to do like their own website and stuff. I've got no idea how I'm going to be doing this, but if you are watching and following, you're at the start of something. I've got no idea how it's going to work yet. I mean, you'll see published what a dozen maybe of these things already. So, or at least the initial concept art of these things initially. So yes, you get to see all the concept arts, and yeah, we'll start releasing packs. Now, what I would like to do, and I don't know how possible it's going to be, I would like to do like a packet or a box set or something like that, and have that Charizard SIR fan art as the promo card for it. So if people like that card, and that was the first SIR card, that can be kind of cemented in time as you can buy the cards and there's an SIR. There you go, and and people can buy packs individually, but I'll probably do a Kickstarter, and in the Kickstarter, if you do, if you pledge so much, you'll get that promo card, and effectively it'll just be a way to sort of create. I'm liking the comments there, user. Maybe give me a real name. I'm not going to say it in the podcast, but thank you very much, user. It's very, very thoughtful. But yes, hello, and welcome. And yes, so that's been the biggest news since the last podcast. It's absolutely blown up. So Mini Mimi, inspired this entire range of creatures that we're going to kind of draw. And if you have a request of a particular creature that you would like to see drawn, so you would pick a Pokemon. Tell me what it is if I've not already done it. So message me direct, or tag me in another post or something, and yeah, we will. I'll prioritize those ones first, and I'll do maybe 20 or 30 of these things, and then we'll probably get a Kickstarter going. And so that's just in time for my second operation. So if I have my first operation, just in time for my second operation, and then maybe that'll give me something to do whilst I'm having my operation. But my daughter is going to be the chief of artistic licensing, so she so she was actually impressed with that. Could I do something Glaceon? You don't know what, Theo. I think the evolutions are going to be up front and center. They are my daughter's favorite things. So so as much as I would like to do the original 151, and I'll probably focus on the original 151 initially, and there will be bonus cards thrown in, and I've got a feeling the evolutions will probably be the bonus cards that I could throw in there, promo cards, bonus cards, things like that. Thank you there, E14, commenting on my hat. So I have done a fan art of this one. I called it Mimi. So that was my Mimi. Yeah. She's very cool, Theo. So just comment there how cool she is. Thank you very much. She is actually in the house somewhere. So as we here do our fireside chat. By the way, if that fire ever gets kind of too low and you can't see any orange embers, then just let me know and I will go and throw a log on it. Okay, I will throw some form of kindling on it to keep it going. Um, but yes. So essentially, there's going to be a new fan art TCG. Now, I don't know whether to give these things numbers and values and attack values, maybe like a top trumps type thing. I don't want to, I just want it for the art basically. So when people buy these things, they're just collecting them for the art rather than for a number a game. So I'll probably drop maybe the card values. I don't know. I don't know all of the various kind of bits and pieces. But yeah, so yeah, we'll give that a go. We'll give that a go. But it's going to be a fun time. I mean, I know how to create TCG cards. At the minute, I just don't know how to package them. So I don't know at the minute how to put them into packaging. Now the packaging, what I was thinking of, because I am a big fan of the Star Wars TCG, one of the prestige cards here from Star Wars TCG. One thing that the Star Wars TCG does, which is actually pretty good in the TCG world, is their packets are like paper based. Now I've got no examples here to show because I rip these things like mad. But the packs themselves are actually paper based. So they're not like the plasticky, tin foily things you have with Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and so on. They're like a paper or like a paper based thing. So when they tear, it's like you're ripping paper. So you can't exactly fake these things. Now they're not see through, so there is a bit of metalling to them. So, but I would have to figure it out. And I've just got an example here of this is packaging here from one of the starter decks. Now, it's not the same as one of the TCG packs, the individual booster packs. However, this is an example where instead of plastic, the Star Wars game has gone to like it feels almost like a baking paper, almost like a tracing paper, and you can see through it. This isn't supposed to be hidden. This particular deck. This is an actually it's the Ahsoka starter deck from Twilight. Twilight of the Republic. I think this particular set. But the packs themselves again are paper based, so that would be quite a cool thing to try and look into to try and do. I've got no idea. I've got no idea. Obviously, the art. I'm going to have to create some crazy art. I've got to create a logo. So I kind of and it's got to be as if someone just took a pen, drawn on a piece of card, and boom, that's it, copied out. So that's the style that we're going for. It's just a little bit of derpy basics. So we are going to go back to basics for the Mimi monsters or the Mimis, as I'm hoping they're going to be called. I mean, people may call them whatever they want. But again, I don't know how to with TCGs. I don't know how to do the different foilings. So with Star Wars TCG, you have various different types of art. You've got like a normal kind of cool art like that, where it's just like a really cool, cartoon basically. And then they put on the cards like this, they have like a surge foiling. This is a champion card from a recent tournament where I finished second. I managed to get the finalist card. So that was quite a cool thing, right? But essentially, there is kind of a surge foiling thing going on there. So if you're from the Magic world, and then there's these sorts of special arts. So the first one here is just a plain. I say plain. It's hard to not get the sleeve, the protector sleeve shine on there. But that's an Amidala sort of special art there. And then the same card, but with the foil. And the foil, it's really hard to see, but it sort of shines in certain places. So I've got no idea how to get the foil that sort of glows in certain places. So I imagine I could probably do cards like this. I imagine when I do my own TCG, they're going to be very similar to this. So they're going to be big, beautiful, pretty cards. But the foiling in certain places, I've got no idea. Let alone how to put in the holograms and stuff like that. I've got no idea. But again, it's something we have to talk through. So, Fire, I'm someone who only really knows Pokemon cards, but that's cool. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I do have a cupboard full of Pokemon beside me, but I hope you keep an eye on that fire, by the way, making sure it doesn't go out. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If we can get the fan art to just be in a card form, I mean, that will be a victory. Um, and we can document that throughout the Kickstarter. So we'll get the Kickstarter going. The Mimi monsters. We'll get a few kind of arts going. We'll get a few examples of kind of how they're drawn and things, so people can see what's going on. And then yeah, we'll think of some sort of reward. I mean, you probably don't only pay more than a fiver a pack, right? I mean, when these things come out, I don't. I've got no idea. I've got no idea how this works. Um, but yeah, it's cool. I mean, we'll even do some autographed and signings and all. You know, for the big pledges. You know, we'll do something cool. We'll do some cool one-offs. Um, but effectively, yeah, it's just me, mini Mimi, my child, kind of doing some art, doing some cool art. I mean, how cool is that? Sorry, I do keep knocking the table and the camera keeps shaking there. Hey, Finn Hall, how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much for the roses. As I knock the mic there, as I'm recording. Thank you so much. There, we were just talking through. As I'm recording for a podcast. We were just talking through. If you check my other posted videos, I'm starting to do some fan art. So going to do some Mimi Monster fan art. They are going to be published in card form, so people can collect them if you really want to. So we'll launch a Kickstarter at some point, and we'll get these things out there. That'll be initially how they get to market. I'm sure we'll get a website going and all of that sort of good stuff, or could just do via TikTok. So no, but brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Santa's Elf. So Christmas wish. So what is your Christmas wish? So come sit on MimikyuMark's lap and tell me what your Christmas wish is for this Christmas, Finn Hall. What is your Christmas wish? Hi Joshua, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So we're waiting for Finn. Finn Hall sent me a Merry Christmas wish. You would like a horse? I mean, um, I could probably draw a horse. I could draw a Rapidash or a Ponyta as part of my next. You know what? I will do the Ponyta, okay, as the next drawing on. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of this. Yeah, I've just took a screenshot. There we go. I've just took a screenshot, just so I've logged that wish there. I will absolutely draw you a Ponyta as the next bit of fan art. There we go. There's your Christmas wish. And Finn Hall, I will absolutely tag you. Someone says, "What the devil is going on there?" So that is Michael Vardy. Hello, hello, hello. We're just having a bit of a chat, bit of a fireside chat there. So I do a recording. So I've got a couple of mics here where I do a podcast called MimiQA, where normally I'm not sat by a fire talking about Christmas wishes, and then looking at my cool hat and oddly going through Star Wars cards. But I am doing some fan arts for Pokemon TCG fan arts. So calling them the Mimi Monsters, and they will be a Kickstarter piece of art come the next sort of hopefully within the next month or two. I mean, it is Christmas, which I guess it gives me some time off to do some drawing, but I will do some drawing later after I've sorted some. Unfortunately, I am supposed to be sat here just sorting through cards, but you guys keep joining and talking to me, so it's absolutely great. I mean, how cool is that art there? But some of these arts are just really, really inspiring from the likes of the Star Wars TCG. And I was just talking through how ethical Star Wars TCG does their packaging as well. So they use a paper-based packaging. So this is from a starter deck. I mean, you are supposed to see what it is, but the actual booster packs themselves are also paper-based, and when you tear them, they are just bits of paper, basically. So really, really, really great TCG. Really, really great. And then idiots like me stick them in plastic, right? that's the grand inquisitor there. Idiots like me stick them in plastic. But ultimately, I think as a sustainable thing, it's quite a cool idea, right? I mean, we all like to collect stuff. Try and look for some cool cards. but yeah, I like some of the arts from this TCG are really cool. Love the mythosaur. So for those who are into, I guess, the Mandalorian and stuff, some of these creatures and characters appear within within the Star Wars TCG. Um, but yeah. So if you want a Christmas wish, just send the elf, and we can grant you some form of Christmas wish, or at least talk about it. Um, I wish I was the real Mr. Claus. To be honest, I mean, if I was the real Mr. Claus, I think we'd have world peace, right? If I was the real Mr. Claus. Um, but no, you are absolutely welcome, Finn. You are absolutely welcome. You have the hat with the Eevee. So does my daughter. She has the Eevee. In fact, it is in another room. So if she does hear me, because I think her room is above you. So if she does hear me, she may come down. I'll tell her to put the hat on. You may get the odd cat jump in as well. So I just thought I've got a couple of Maine Coon cats, and they sometimes do like to be really inquisitive, but for reasons unknown, they're not here right now. Usually, usually they like to be where people are. They like to be where the people are. Yeah, they like to be where the people are, and they will just absolutely just jump in and cause havoc. I'm surprised they've not just jumped on my lap now, trying to play Star Wars, because clearly they love Star Wars, right? Ah, but yeah. So how are you all doing? So tell me about your day. Tell me about. Are you ready for a Christmas? Are you ready for a Pokemon Christmas? Are you ready for a Star Wars Christmas? Are you ready for, I don't know, a Mimi Christmas because you love my fan art so much? I don't know. But we're having a good fireside chat. Hopefully, I'm not going to get too hot, actually, Satya. Hopefully, I'm not going to get too hot. But it's been an interesting couple of weeks. So we'll just recap there for those of you just joining us. So we've just had the fan art concepts launched for the Mimi monsters. So you will see those in random videos. Theo there says you're playing Pokemon, listen to your words. Oh, that's lovely. Which Pokemon game are you playing? Are you playing Z2A? You're playing ZA? Or you're playing one of the older ones? Because ZA is obviously the newer one. ZA, yeah. So ZA will come out next year. So about this time next year, we should be playing the next one. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So ZA. So I've got to whisper this, and I'm going to whisper this into the mic. Mini Mimi has a new console for Christmas. She's going to find out it's from us. And Z2A, I made sure last night, is already loaded onto that. So Z2A is there on her console now. I also managed to get Hogwarts Legacy for like £8. It was on offer on the Nintendo shop. So get yourself down to the Nintendo shop. But Pokemon Z2A has been loaded onto that device. So hopefully she doesn't walk in now and we're talking about it. But yeah, so obviously she's got loads of lovely presents, just like any kid at Christmas. But yeah, and I mean these things last a while, right? So these things last an absolute age. So it's good to get a fresh console. Plus, I get to use the old one. Okay, so maybe it's an investment in myself. So I get to use the old the old Switch OLED that she's got. So Theo has asked, what was my first Pokemon game? So I actually played Pokemon Red back in the day. I mean, I am in my 40s. Okay, so I'm old enough to remember it when it came out. Yeah, so I played Red, and then I had a Charmander. I think my Pokemon was called Ember, if I remember rightly. I think I actually called my Charmander after it's one of its first moves. So I actually called it Ember. I think going back now, Ember would have been lost many moons ago, as most of us when we were younger didn't realize these things were going to be very valuable. So as time went on, I did actually revisit my original game. I actually served in the armed forces. I was over in the Falkland Islands. I was a shift supervisor. I was a technical trade, and on the night shifts when there was nothing much kind of going on, I actually used to play. So I actually completed it when I was in my early 20s. So I only completed it a couple of decades ago. But yeah, God, yeah, early 20s, 2 decades ago. I mean, crazy. But yeah, so Pokemon Red was my first, and I actually played more recently. I played Scarlet and Violet, and I've completed Scarlet and Violet. I've not played Z2A yet, so I'm really excited to hopefully help my daughter on that one. I played Diamond and Pearl. So my wife had diamond, I had pearl, or vice versa, whichever one it was, and that was quite cool playing that one through. I haven't finished that one. I've got through and won, but then the stuff afterwards, I've not finished that one. So, Legends Arceus is cool. Played that one. Managed to again do the initial championship stuff, but I think we've got right to the very end. Got all the bonus stuff afterwards, and I've not quite done that. So yeah, so the Legends games are quite cool. So hopefully Z2A will also be very, 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 very cool. We do like a good Z2A, and yeah, it's wishing everyone who plays these games a really good time. Oh, Mini Mimi has just appeared. Mini Mimi, do you want to put your hat on and come say hello? Do you know where your hat is? It's either hanging up or it's in your bedroom. So Mini Mimi might actually bring their sort of hat now. So what was your feel? What was your first game? I mean, are you blessed enough to play the original red or blue? And then obviously they did the green afterwards, and then the yellow. I think did yellow and green come out roughly at the same time? I can't remember. It was all a bit of a blur way back then. You not got your hat. You've got to wear your hat, otherwise you can't appear briefly on camera. Well, I don't know. It may be upstairs in your room. Is it in your room? You're letting all the heat out. Shut the door. Mini Mimi's letting all the heat out by a far fireside chat. Oh, XY. Oh, XY was very cool. XY is very cool. Mimi's going to say hello there. Say hello. Yeah, Mimi said hello. You got to be very, very brief. Otherwise, TikTok gets really angry and goes, "Oh, you've got a child who's the main participant." Oh, are you having some breakfast now? You do realize it's lunchtime. So Mini, it's just cute, yeah, very very cute. So Mini Mimi, oh Mini Mimi has a hat, so you got to say hello very quickly, Mimi Mimi. There you go. Hello, there you go. Does it need resizing? Is your head grown since you've had that one on, or is that Mima's?
That's not mine.
It's not yours.
Mommy, I think.
It's just Mammy's hat.
Yeah, because didn't I have a double one?
I don't know. So this is so she likes Sprigatito. So we've got a Sprigatito on that side. She also loves Intellion. Go on, see that. Does that fit now? Does that fit you? Does that fit your head?
Sprigatito with my skull in.
Have you got it over properly? There you go. Yeah, come. So peek round. So Mini Mimi's going to say hello there. It's just scooping. I've got an Eevee behind me. Look, I've got an Eevee right behind me. This isn't probably going to go down well with the podcast world because they've got no idea what's going on with this audio recording. But yes, Mini Mimi is here. Mini Mimi says hello. Mini Mimi, what's your wish for Christmas? World peace. What is your wish for Christmas? What's your biggest wish for Christmas, Mini Mimi? You wouldn't have thought that I have to think too hard about this, but clearly it's a very solid subject that Mini Mimi has to think about. What is your big Christmas wish, Mini Mimi? You don't know? She's like shrugging good. I don't know. I'm only 8. What am I supposed to say? Have you not got a biggest wish, like presents wise or anything like that? No? You don't want any presents? You heard it here first, folks. Mini Mimi does not want any presents for Christmas. Oh, you do? Oh, she does. Okay, what would you like for Christmas, Mini Mimi? What? Rainbow Highs. Rainbow Highs. Ugh. That wasn't what we discussed yesterday, Mini Mimi. This is the first time you've mentioned Rainbow Highs, Mini Mimi. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Well, apparently Mini Mimi likes Rainbow Highs again now. Oh, great. Thank you very much, Mini Mimi. You have to tell Santa Claus.
I have a collection.
Have you even written your letter to Santa Claus yet? I don't think she's written a letter to Santa Claus yet. Now, I know the best way to send a letter to Santa Claus if you've not written it, for those of you who don't know yet. You give it to Mrs. You give it to Mrs. Claus, says the larger Mini Mimi. Careful. But so the quickest way to send a letter is to write it down, and then you post it into the fire. So I like this one behind me now, and then the ashes find its way to Santa Claus. Is Mini Mimi out of earshot now? Yes, good. Okay. She's never told me that before. She never. So, Miss J900s, do you normally have a Time Mouth Market stall? Yes, I absolutely do. So, thank you for putting a plug into the chat. Yes. Normally I would have a Time Mouth Market stall. I don't do one on a Saturday. It's usually only the Sundays, and it's obviously I didn't do Sunday just gone. I mean, it's Tuesday today, yeah. So Sunday just I'm losing track of the days, So it wasn't the Sunday just gone. I did the one before. I'm trying to rest my hand as much as possible. As you can see, the creamed line of my surgery that I had fairly recently, carpal tunnel surgery. Nothing too bad, but not able to sleep and all that sort of stuff. But so Miss J900, yes, because what you normally see, right? You ready for the transformation? You ready? Do, 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 do. There you go. I normally look like this, but the glasses are too shiny. So it was when you've got the light on, all you can see is the ring light in the background. It's like I'm trying to hypnotize you like that. So yeah, it's easier like this. I only need it for to avoid headaches. That's why I need the glasses. If I'm doing a lot of sort of tiny reading and stuff like that, so if you're driving, if it's early in the morning, I'll sometimes need the glasses. Anyway. But thank you, Miss J. Thank you, and I hope you come see me on the 11th of January. Again, this is another plug, right? On the 11th of January. So on the 11th of January, 2026, I will be back at Time Mouth Market. We will be doing things like Pokemon cards again. We'll be doing the cool Star Wars TCG. We will have all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a really good time. But after that first weekend back, I've got my next bit of surgery on my hand, so I've got to figure out whether I'm going to be there. I don't think I'll be there for the one after, unfortunately, because I'll be getting surgery on my other hand. So I'll have a couple of weeks worth to rest, and then I'll be back to Time Mouth Market. So if you really want to see me, come there on the 11th, or contact me via TikTok, contact me via Instagrams and all that sort of stuff, how you normally get a hold of me if you are local and you want some TCG cards. I've still got some mystery tins left. So we did like 50 mystery tins. I've still got like, I think half of them sold. The last time I was there, we made them, went to the market, half of them sold out straight away. Absolutely great. My Mimi mystery packs as well. So they're selling really, really well. I've not got many of those left. And people are telling me they've had their 151 packs out of there. They've had a Charizard from 151. Yeah, and your little one loves Pokemon. But if your little one loves Pokemon, go to my posts and go into my channel, go to my posts, and you will see I've done a number of fan arts. So I've used inspiration from Mini Mimi. So my daughter, who you may or may not have seen, was on the stream just before. So I've used some inspiration from her. She did some drawing sketches. We digitized them together, and we did some collaboration, and we did some really really fun ones initially, and then they got a bit more serious and a bit more derpy as I was drawing them, and then we've done we've done an SIR. So I've took the inspiration from the Charizard AX from 151, put Charbat in it because the one she drew looked more like a bat. For some reason, the Charmander and the Charmeleon looked kind of as they were actually. But the Charmander, when she drew the Charmander, it just looked like a Charbat. So we call it Charbat. And yeah, so it's one of my pinned posts is the SIR from 151 fan art version that I did based upon my daughter's Charbat. And yeah, it's just honestly, it's just a really derpy sketch. But people have looked at it and gone, "Oh, I like that. I want that." So that's inspired, and all of the other arts out there that we've done so far in the different videos, that has inspired the Mimi Monsters effort that we're going to go to. I'm going to do more fan arts. We're going to absolutely get these things printed off, turn them, converted into TCG cards, and I will be eventually selling packs of the mini. I keep calling them minis. The Mimi. I can't even say my own name. The Mimi Monsters or the Mimis will be absolutely for sale. And when we do the Kickstarter, the Charizard will be the promo, I think, or one of the promos for the Kickstarter campaign. So so yeah, if people just like that one card, you can just follow the Kickstarter. Maybe I'll do a few of the different fan arts, and we'll just have those as part of the Kickstarter. But yeah, and we'll get them printed, and hopefully by some point into 2026, we will have the Mimi Monsters fan arts available and for people to get, and then I can do expansions. So the next drawing I'm going to do is going to be of a Ponyta. So like and follow if you want to see the Ponyta. But somebody's Merry Christmas wish is was for a horse. So I've said, okay. I mean, the best I can do is I can draw a Ponyta and put it onto TikTok. There you go. So that's why I will tag them in. So Lazy just joined us. Hello, Lazy. They said love the cap. Thank you very much. I actually sell these at the market store. They're like £32 each. They're effectively a plushie. So they're a plushie that you can wear on your head. It's got the number there. I put pin badges in because I'm a crazy fool. And I've took the main sticker off, but it's from a company called Differs. Really, really cool. I think they're based in the Netherlands. Genuine Pokemon product. Usually I wear Pokemon hoodie too. Unfortunately, it's in the wash, so I'm stuck with my warm jumper. I'm actually regretting my linen of choice I am wearing because I'm sat in front of a fire. So for those of you, we're starting to run out there. So I'm going to put probably, you know what? I'll put another log on the fire. Yeah, should we do that? Let's put a log on the fire. This is going to make for good radio. We will put another bit of wood on this fire. Hopefully I'll not kill myself or unalive myself as I'm doing this. Oh, that's warm. That's warm. Very warm. I have a pokey stick. All good people who have fires have pokey sticks. So I have a pokey stick there. They can absolutely sort that out with. Get another log in. Get some kindling around it. Oh, this is exciting, right? This is exciting. Is he going to burn himself whilst he's on TikTok? Who knows? Who knows? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I am just about to burn myself here. It's like I've never done this before. This is quite nice. It's nice to have a life. Cool. We have logs on fires. There we go. There we go, people. That's so warm. I'm all red in the face now. Well, hopefully that'll go for another good while anyway. So yes. Anyway, it is a live fire. This isn't a fake background. It's lovely, lovely background. These are called Hobbit stoves. For those of you who are Lord of the Rings fans, you'll know what they are. But these are called Hobbit stoves. I'm not advertising them, but we have fire. Yes, it's it's a very primal thing to have fire available. But yes, so yes. Anyway, where were we? Where were we? So yeah. So the Mimi monsters will be available in 2026. You will see more fan arts and the concept art start appearing. I'm going to develop the borders, so I'm going to have to get serious about this, right? So I'm going to have to develop the border. I'm going to have to work out the dimensions. I'm going to have to work out what I'm putting in the bottom. This sort of stuff is going to be really, really crazy to try and put together. And I'm just going to go through a bit of an adventure on how to create the Mimi monsters. Just like when I'm doing my TikTok recordings here, I went through a bit of an adventure on how to work out how to do podcast recordings. So if you like and want to hear more of my podcasts, you can search for MimiQA, MimiQA, or one word, and you'll be able to find me wherever you get your podcasts. And that could be Apple Music, it could be Spotify, it could be Amazon, then YouTube have got their own podcasts, and there's like a dozen different places that I used to be called Podbean, and Podbean distributes it automatically whenever I publish something to lots of other providers. So yeah, so my podcast goes everywhere, and I've not done one on Sunday, so I thought I would do one today. Usually I have about 45 minutes to an hour's worth of recording, and yeah, and then we publish. As easy as that, and you get to hear all these raw things. I still haven't edited, so I've got a raw recording from a veteran. I'm going to do a podcast called Side Quests, And in the side quests, it's going to be talking to veterans and other people's stories. It's going to be more serious. It's not going to be under the MimiQ brand because that wouldn't be right. So I'm going to do a separate podcast series that I might plug in. But it's going to be called Side Quests. And I've still got to do some editing for those. So some great stories from a veteran as well. Yeah. So anyway, back to what we're doing here. So we're talking about the potential launch coming up very, very soon of the Mimi Monsters. And if you're just joining us, if you go onto my other videos and things and go into my profile, like and follow whilst you're there, clearly, you will see the other Mimi Monster drawings, sketches that I'm creating. So one of my favorite ones, and probably one of the more complicated ones to do, was the Gyaraderp. so Gyaraderp, honestly, I based it. I looked to see the natural Gyarados shape, and Gyarados itself is quite an angry sort of creature, basically. And the Magikarp that I did, and so we did a Mimikerp. Um, so we did a mini KRP, a mini KRP, which is crap. So we did MimiKup, but I wanted to make it angry. I wanted to make like an angry version of a Magikarp. But in my head, the deal was already struck that if you have an angry Magikarp, you've got to have a derpy Gyarados, right? Because you can't have it both ways, right? So I created this derpy Gyarados, and I really like it. H just joined, says nice cap, bro. Happy early Christmas. Merry Christmas there, H. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good one. We're just here talking about the Mimi monsters, the Mimis. Another good one was I did a MimiQ, but I did it with like a little tear coming down. It's sort of a little belly face thing. So that was quite cool. What other ones do we have going on? The Rotom. So somebody within the chats said, "Oh, could it?" Because I'm trying to focus on the 151s, right? Because they're typically the ones people like. It's the ones I grew up with, so I was going to start with those. But someone said, "Could I do a Rotom?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." I mean, it's nice and straightforward, right? So I did a Rotom, and as I was drawing the Rotom, and I did because I like doing like bags and like stress bags under their eyes because these things sometimes for me they're just like really stressed, right? If you're calling upon them like a little pocket monster thing all the time to battle, they're going to be stressed, right? So I did little digital versions of the stress lines around its eyes, and I thought, oh, it looks like it's kind of like wobbly, so I did it with its electric arm things at different angles to how you would normally see it, and then they just did a single line as if it's like tightrope walking across a bit of wire or something. So that was actually quite fun to do. So the Gyarados is probably the most complicated so far, excluding the Charbat SIR because that was actually quite hard. The colors as well, because I'm doing flat colors. So I think you come to appreciate the effort that goes on in TCG cards by looking at how complex the colors are and the grading and then the rendering and everything else that you see within the TCG. I mean, even just just even these basic arts from the Star Wars one, right? To get somebody's face, the color, the light, making it bright, it's so difficult. So when you're doing fan arts and your chosen style is a flat color, you've got to get the right flat color, otherwise it's not going to work. And you kind of have to do it to show angles and depth. And honestly, I thought that was probably one of the more challenging things. So even though it's very, very simple, just to paste the color in. Now, unfortunately, in doing so, I use an app called Fresco to do my drawings. A very, very basic app. And when you do Fresco, if you do the color sort of splats, the fill buckets and stuff, it will pixelate sometimes the edges of the lines. So you've got to zoom in, and a lot of the times you have to redraw the lines again. So it's a very, very complicated thing to try and do. And the amount of times I've had to zoom in to individual pixels, I've had to color individual pixels sometimes so it appears good. So yeah. Dino Bridgeways. Hello, Dino. Nice to speak to you again. How are you? One of the original Mimi fans. Honestly, Dino, if you go onto my page and see my videos, you will see the Mimi monsters, and you will see I am doing a new TCG kind of series, sort of fan art series. So if you would like to have any particular one sort of drawn next, just absolutely shout out, oh, Dino, thank you very much, Dino. Oh, thank you, Dino. You know what? I think I've got the hiccups from that, Dino. I think I'm going to be doing the rest of this. Oh, I can feel it. I'm going to be doing the rest of this podcast now with the hiccups. Oh no! You know what? You know when you can just feel it. Oh, I hope not. I hope it goes away. I hope it goes away. But yes, so we are doing a podcast recording. So shout out if oh Miss J, thank you very much. Oh, Joe Fan Club, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. If you whatever Pokemon, so for you guys who are joining, whatever Pokemon you'd like to see next, just shout. So if you're highlighted that you're in the Mim fan club, shout out what Pokemon you would like to see next, and I'll prioritize those. I'll put those next. So if you're in the fan club, I will absolutely put them ahead. So you've had 2 weeks. Yes, you have, Dino. Yes, you have. I know you. I know you. You volunteer everywhere, man. Dino, you're such a kind person to society. And actually, what I will probably do when we launch the actual Mimi monsters, I think a portion of what we collect should go to a charity. So, um, so yeah. So I think actually, Dino, if you could suggest some much needed charities, I'll take a quick screenshot of that and we put that into the bucket of consideration for charities. So, I will be looking local as well. So I'll be looking in. I live in the North Shields area, so I'll be looking locally in the North Shields area to see what charities that we have around here as well. So, you got sight of a Maine Coon there in the background, as I've got a cat going around there. So yeah, so as much as oh no, it's the deaf one. No, so you can't even tell her no. Don't sniff that. I can't. You can't even say hello. There you go. I'm just trying to warn her that it's hot because this one here is deaf. This is Duchess for those of you who are on TikTok. Duchess is a Maine Coon. Duchess is absolutely 100% deaf, and Duchess doesn't like anybody touching her apart from my daughter. So if I went to stroke her, she would just contort her body to get away from me. She's bonded with my daughter, so yeah, unless you start playing with her or something. So, but I've got to be careful by the fire. There's usually a guard there, so that's why I've got to be very careful. Anyway, just as the cat just wanders into the background there. So you're volunteering tonight with Santa as his elf. Oh, Dino, good job. Miss J900, you also volunteer at charity shop in South Shields. So Miss J900, tell me what the charity shop is, and tell me what is it? Is it a big shop? Is it a Oh, don't climb up. The cat just tried to climb into the into the kindling bucket. Oh my goodness, cat! What you doing, cat? You're causing destruction and chaos. What you doing? Get on. Oh my goodness, she's going to cause a fire. So this is why we have to have fire guards. This is why we have to have protection on everything. Um, oh, she's actually jumping on our bed now. I think she's going to have a bit of a snooze. Um, Oh, and then doing grotto as well. Dino, you are such a good member of society. You know what? I wish I could do sort of that. So Emily, I was just fighting my cousin with an inflatable fish. No joke. I mean, Emily. I mean, that is one way to spend this lovely, beautiful Christmas time of year, bonding with siblings. So well done. Congratulations. I hope it was a Magikarp. Uh, so Miss Jane 100, it's within partnership with Hospitality and Hope, and the shop is called Your Community Shopway. Okay, cool. Well, I think what I will do come the point that we're ready to launch the Kickstarter and stuff, I think we'll probably have to have a consultation with the TikTok community over which charities that we could also do some money for. So I think as much as clearly I would love to have I would love to have a job like this and not have to work properly because I do have a proper job. Fortunately, unfortunately, I would love to have a different stream of income. But also, my daughter has a wish to fund a trip to Japan, and she'd love to go to obviously see Pokemon centers in Japan, Pokemon art, the food. She loves Japanese food, and as well as the Disney over there. I think. I mean, so we'd love to fund something like that, but I think a percentage of what we do really it would be good that it goes to charity. So even if it's 25%, half, whatever that percentage is, I think a large portion should go to charity as well. So um, I don't want to kind of mix the two together, because obviously it would be good. We do have to have it. We'd love to have an additional income in these hard times, but charities do find it hard as well. So it would be wrong of me not to include some form of charity, I think. Emily, the hat's very good. Thank you very much. This is MimiQ, and I am MimikyuMark. I got this hat. Somebody a long time ago, someone asked, "What's your favorite Pokemon?" I said Mimikyu. A shop threw me this hat and said, "Have this hat," almost like Indiana Jones style. Have this hat. Handed it down. So I stood out at the Tynemouth Market, and a little kid who was there goes, "Oh, you're MimikyuMark," and I was like, "Okay, that's now stuck." So thank you very much. It was you know what? I'll have to remember the guy's name. I said the guy, the little kid. He's probably a guy now. It's been a few years. Yes, you also have the hat. Yes, it's a great hat. It's the plushy one, and its ears are amazing, aren't they? So yes. Anyway, we've degenerated from the Pokemon Mimi Monsters chat. So if you do like the Mimi Monsters and you do like the fan art stuff, check out my other videos. You will see all the fan arts that we're producing. They are going to be very kind of basic and funny and derpy, and just basically a mick take of Pokemon, I guess, or a kind of not a mick take. I mean, no, we're not laughing at Pokemon, but I think have a fun jibe at the Pokemon cards, and to have fun arty versions that people can relate to. So I don't know, Charbat and the SIR Charbat seems to have inspired a few people. The Wyduck, oh my god, that is one of my favorites. So when I was drawing a Psyduck, okay, I was like, what do we call it? And I thought, okay, instead of Psy, he says why. He says why. His hands are always up like that. It's like why? It's like when you're at work, okay, and you're working with a bunch of turkeys. How can you soar with eagles when you work with turkeys? And someone does something daft, or maybe your bosses give you an instruction. And it's like why? It's kind of like that feeling. So I think Wyduck resonates with people, and we've already had the request for a pin badge for Wyduck. So I think we'll probably have to make a Wyduck pin badge. So you may see a Wyduck pin badge, an official Mimi Monsters Wyduck pin badge come soon. So yes, but we're gonna have a good time, right? Cool. Well, we're probably about an hour into this podcast recording, so I'm going to carry on with TikTok, but the podcast recording we're all going to just stop now. I always stay on like a little bit longer so we can have like an after party with within the TikTok world. But for those who are joining us on the podcast, I will do more, and this is obviously the one just before Christmas. But we will report back after Christmas with another podcast, and we'll see how things go, and then we'll be doing it live on TikTok again. But if you're on the podcast, thank you very much. Have a great day.